Okay, this is the first demo of everything that's been delivered within sprints 1 and 2. I'll start off with login. So I'm on the login page. I can provide a username and password and click log on, and that will take me through to the project dashboard. Now this is the tile view. It's showing me all the projects that that are on the system. We haven't built in any permissions so far, so everybody can see the same projects at the current time. Now we've also built the list view as well as the tile view, so you can play around with that, and whatever you stick with will be persisted when you navigate throughout the system and come back to the dashboard. It will remain on your preferred view. So on the dashboard you can search for projects. So if I search for very, you'll see that this very long bill is the only one that's populated. And to clear that and get all my projects back, I just delete everything from the search. Now you'll see some of the projects have a highlighted drawing pin next to them. This is our favourite way of marking favourite projects, so that when I click on the favourite filter, it's only showing me the projects that I have marked as my favourite. From the dashboard I can create new bills, so if I click on the plus new button, come up with the create new project modal, I can select the type of bill that I want to create. For now we'll stick to Scottish bills, given that that's the model that we've been working on most recently. I'll create a government bill and call it the Sarah demo bill. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we haven't got permission set in the current version of the tool, so no need to use this one, project visible to me only. So I click create. It will open up the editor with the template Scottish bill template preloaded. Now this bill will be pre-populated with the title that I gave it, and I can then update some of the information in it. For example, I can add my bill number, which I update once and it updates everywhere else in the document that you see bill number. If I wanted to, I could update the bill title, and again that will update everywhere throughout the bill where this is appears. I can add a long title. It should be possible to add it up here, but there's a slight bug that we need to address. So I'd add that here, and this would update with whatever I put in my long title. Now I can insert elements here. So if I insert a part, we haven't done numbering yet, so I have to add my own number for now. I type in my part heading and click enter at the end. It brings up this content completion assistant, which provides me with all the valid elements that I can insert after part heading. So I'll insert a section. Should put in a num there. And if I put some text in my section text, if I click enter and use my down arrow to select subsection, you'll see that the section text is automatically converted into subsections, so that now that I have 2 subsections. There's my subsection. So it was erroring because I was clicking on the field rather than tabbing into it for some reason. So I can build up the structure of my document. This looks a bit strange, but once we get numbering sorted, it will look a lot better. Paragraph. So I can have subparagraph. And I can keep building it up like that. To delete provisions, it's very similar to the old implementation. I would highlight, using the breadcrumb at the bottom here, the element that I want to delete, and just click delete on my keyboard there. I can delete the whole lot if I wanted to. I'm going to delete this part, and that will return me back to the body. Now undo and redo work out of the box for Oxygen, so I'll just redo everything I had in there before, so that I can show you the next bit, which is track changes. So very simply, this is my new subsection. You can see if I type in text there, it will appear. I can delete it, be struck out. I can add in new subsections, and these will be highlighted in blue text. New subsection. Okay, so I can also use these accept and reject. So if I click on that, click accept, it's removed it, highlight the whole thing, it seems, and you can reject it. So going back to put my track changes in, I can also view the original. So this is the original without my changes, although there's a little gap there which we need to look into. I can view my final, which is assuming all changes got accepted, and I can go back to my default view of viewing the changes in there. Now, also out of the box, we've got these different views. I can choose to see different tags. Partial tags, inline tags, block tags, full tags with attributes. And I'll show you what block tag looks like. It looks a bit messy at the moment. That's something we need to work on in future sprints, but it gives you some more of an idea of the structure of the XML behind the scenes. Now, if you want to get really sophisticated, you can actually edit the XML and see it behind the scenes here, but I can't imagine too many users will be interested in seeing it like this. But we have worked on the styling of this sheet so that it works in this format without any tags showing. You'll see down the right hand side we've got the review, the tool tray open, and it's been open on review. Review links to the track changes and comments inside the editor. So these are all my track changes. So as well as being able to accept and reject them in the toolbar at the top, I can also use buttons here and capture my changes that I make here. Further down here we've got the attributes. This is additional information hidden in the XML that isn't surfaced, necessarily surfaced through this front end that you see here. Probably not so useful for users at this point in time, but something that we'll keep there because we might find some uses for it later on. Now you'll see a lot of red underlining in the editor, and this is where there are schema validations being applied. That's work in progress. We've been able to implement some very basic rules, and we'll continue working on these rules. For example, if you've got a part, you must have another part. You can't just have one part in a document. So we've built in rules for that so that hopefully by the end of drafting you wouldn't have any red lines in your document. But it's nice that you can hover over a red line and see what specifically the issue is that is being highlighted. So that's still a work in progress, but it's quite a nice feature that we can build on. Something else worth pointing out, we have put user-friendly provision names in the breadcrumb, and they are what I also used in the insert menu, opening words rather than intro, and various like hate container elements used in our schema that we're surfacing the actual more relevant description of the name of those elements for the users to make it more relevant to them. Now you'll see the document includes, this is the contents page here, and then this is the top of the first page of the bill, the accompanying document rubric, and then at the bottom we've got the back page. Now we've added that in the default template because we had it available, and we don't have the feature built in yet where you can insert these pages. Once we've got that feature in, we'll take those the contents and the back page out of the default template so that when you first create a bill, all you'll be looking at is the accompanying document rubric, the title, and then the body here. But we welcome your feedback on the way things are looking at the moment. Right, the last thing to show you is, can't currently save this version at the moment, that's coming in a future sprint, but that doesn't matter in terms of just playing around with the editor to see what it can do. So if I go back to the project and click on edit, it will open up that version of the document in the editor. And if I return to the dashboard, clicking on Open will now open that document on the project page, and from there you can open it up into the editor. Finally, we have built-in logout so that you can safely and securely log off the system.